Chapter 114 Yanji's Infatuation. Han Li finally went into one of the side rooms of the Mo estate in order to retire for the night. Mo Kaiwan was tactful enough to not linger around, and she quickly excused herself. Her sudden behavior as a refined lady left Han Li somewhat surprised. Han Li did not know whether there would still be danger, as he was still unclear about the attitude of the people in Mo estate. As a result, he was unable to get any real rest and only dozed off a little on the bed. The next morning, while Han Li was still groggy, there was someone outside knocking the door. Could it be that little demoness? Han Li frowned, but soon shook his head. This smooth knocking sound is definitely not Mo Kaiwan's style. But only a few people know that I'm staying here. Han Li was a bit suspicious. He found a towel to wash his face, then went to open the door. A 20-year-old youth with thick eyebrows and big eyes stood outside. Once this youth saw Han Li came out, he took a glance to look at Han Li from top to bottom, then respectfully cupped one fist in the other hand and greeted Han Li enthusiastically. "You must be junior apprentice brother Han. I am Yan Ji. I could also be considered as your eldest apprentice brother." Yan Ji. Han Li's thoughts raced. This person was Dr. Mo's eldest disciple. Haha, even though I am Master's first disciple, my aptitude is not that good. I didn't receive much of Master's own techniques and even humiliated him. Yan Ji told Han Li frankly. When Han Li saw that this youth was unperturbed, he immediately had a good impression towards Yan Ji and promptly returned the greeting. "Senior apprentice brother Yan, good morning. Please come in and talk." "There is no need. Several of our martial mothers asked me to come here. They are looking for junior disciple Han for something, and they want you to make a trip down." Yan Ji chuckled and beckoned with his hands. Han Li was stunned for a moment when he heard this, but he swiftly nodded his head and complied. He closed the room door and walked beside Yan Ji. Yan Ji was very interested in Han Li's affairs. Along the way, he openly asked Han Li many things. He was extremely curious about the local customs and culture of Jing province and asked about them endlessly. When the two of them passed through the garden in the backyard, they unexpectedly met a young man and lady. They were Mo Yuju and Wu Jianming, both of whom Han Li had seen from afar yesterday. The two were walking together in the garden, like a pair of intimate lovers. It was as if Han Li's own possessions were stolen by someone else, and that feeling left a bad taste in his mouth. Evidently, Mo Yuju and Wu Jianming discovered Han Li and Yan Ji, so the former pair headed towards them. As the two sides got closer to each other, Mo Yuju swept a glance across the ordinary-looking Han Li but didn't say anything. However, young Master Wu was suspicious of Han Li as he sized Han Li up. "Senior apprentice brother Yan, good morning. This little brother looks unfamiliar. Whose disciple does he belong to?" Wu Jianming laughed as he asked. At first, Han Li thought that elder brother Yan, who was beside him, would take the initiative to cover for him and counter Wu Jianming's remark. Who knew that after waiting for so long, there was still no sound from the person beside him? Feeling puzzled, Han Li can't help but to raise his head and look at Yan Ji. In the end, Han Li was so infuriated that he was rendered speechless. Currently, Yan Ji looked infatuated and spellbound, gazing dumbly at Miss Mo Yuju, fully into the realm of ecstasy. How could he still respond to Wu Jianming? This little brother is third martial mother's distant nephew. Under the orders of my parents, I was to pay a visit to third martial mother and request a job from her. For the lack of a better option, Han Li could only turn his head back and take matters into his own hands. Han Li spoke obsequiously while intentionally acting all embarrassed and shy. "Oh, so it's like this." Once Wu Jianming heard Han Li's words, he completely lost interest in Han Li. This was not surprising. Han Li's outer appearance was too ordinary, and he did not possess any characteristics of a person who studied martial arts. How could this be missed by the eye of young Master Wu? Instead, young Master Wu turned his head and his expression darkened. He was greatly unsatisfied with the silly look that Yan Ji was showing towards Mo Yuju. After all, the beautiful lady beside him was his supposed fiancée. Right now, Han Li was close to Mo Yuju, so he clearly saw all of her expressions. She was frowning slightly and had a somewhat unpleased look. Clearly, she was not tolerant of Yan Ji's brazen look of adoration. "Senior apprentice brother Yan, if there is nothing else, young Master Wu and I will retire first." Mo Yuju's apricot lips opened slightly. She coldly extended a small courtesy to Yan Ji and moved her delicate body to leave the area. Wu Jianming snorted at Yan Ji and chased after her without saying anything else. Han Li watched their backs departing as the corner of his lip revealed a slight trace of an odd smile. Afterwards, he turned around to look at senior apprentice brother Yan and discovered that Yan Ji was still gazing foolishly at Mo Yuju. Han Li sighed. This guy was truly love-struck. However, Miss Mo did not seem to have a good impression of him and may be frightened off by his fervent pursuit. Han Li hit Yan Ji's shoulders with all his strength, jolting the latter's body. The vacant look disappeared, and he was finally roused from his stupor. "Sorry about that, I made a joke out of myself in front of Junior apprentice brother Han." Yan Ji, who recovered back to his rational state of mind, was blushing madly. He was extremely ashamed of the spectacle he made of himself. "It's nothing. When facing a fair and graceful lady with a noble character to match, this is a male's natural instinct. There is nothing to be embarrassed about," Han Li explained while laughing. When Yan Ji listened to Han Li's words, he did not feel relieved. Instead, he laughed bitterly and slowly said, "Not to keep you in the dark, but I grew up together with Yuju. During this period of time, even though we were not childhood sweethearts, we were both innocent playmates with deep feelings for each other. Unfortunately, when Yuju grew up, she treated me like a brother without showing any other interest in me. As a result, after being rejected by her several times, I could only give up and wish that she finds a good husband who can give her a lifetime of happiness. But one look at Yuju today, I find that I am still unable to free myself from my emotions and unknowingly made a show of myself." There was a hint of self-ridicule when Yan Ji spoke the last sentence. Han Li did not speak again after he heard Yan Ji's explanation. Instead, he looked at Yan Ji from head to toe, like viewing a rare antique. Previously, he only came across this kind of affectionate person from books and other stories. He never imagined that he would one day witness it with his own eyes. If what Yan Ji said was true and sincere, Han Li didn't know whether to admire Yan Ji's infatuation or secretly curse him for his extreme foolishness. On the way back, Han Li purposely used other topics to draw Yan Ji away from his thoughts and allow Yan Ji's mood to return back to normal. The two of them talked merrily until they reached the small building where Han Li sneaked into last night. Several of Dr. Mo's wives were already waiting there ceremoniously for Han Li's arrival, preparing to give Han Li a nice surprise.